Hello, everybody. It's Chris Johnstone here. Hope you are having a fantastic day, and welcome to this behind the scenes training for our Facebook and Google advertising clients. It's phenomenal to be here. This is a live and interactive session. We're probably going to be here for about 15-20 minutes today, helping you with any questions that you have about your advertising in general, follow up, all that wonderful stuff. And what we have planned for today is actually a little bit of a story for you. And the methodology, or I guess you should say the motivation behind sharing this with you, is to give you a tool in your mindset to help you become successful with online advertising, because 50% of it is tools and techniques, like us running the advertisements for you and the Agent Legend LO system, following up on the leads, giving the leads the right offer so that you're getting quality leads. Those of you that have launched a chat bot, seeing the quality of the leads coming through those chat bots and people giving you their credit scores and how much they want right through that technology. That's half of it. The other half is when you're talking to these people on the phone and you're using your scripts and you're converting these leads. A large portion of your success actually comes from you and your mindset and where you are in your business as far as your thinking and how you're thinking about your business, how you're thinking about following up on the leads. So I want to share with you something that happened to me, or is happening to me, over the last 90 days, in the hopes that you're going to be able to take this story and this information and really make a transformation with your system that we're running for you. But before we get into that, I just want to do a double check and make sure that you can hear me okay. So this week's presentation is an audio. The intention here to hopefully turn it into a podcast that y'all can have and carry with you. So hopefully this is okay. So Dawn, looks like you got in. That's fantastic. Kristen, yes, you are in. Jim, you're good. Brian, yep, you're good. Loud and clear. Neil, great to see you here, brother. Michael, hello and welcome. Hope you're doing well. So if you have any questions about your account or just about advertising in general, go ahead and type that into the chat panel. And then I'll get to those after we do the quick story. Normally, there's not a whole lot of Q&A because, you have an account manager, you can call them, you can talk to them. So, you have a question, you pretty much get answers and support right away. We do these more just to kind of help take you to the next level and for us to be able to spend some time together and just, interact. And I love y'all. So it's nice to spend time together. So to our story. So I'm involved in a relatively high level business coaching program. And 4 times a year, I get to go out to California with my wife, and we take that as time for our marriage, but it's also, very high level business training. So I get in a room, there's 10 guys, guys and gals, I should say, in the group that I'm in, it is all guys, but it is a guys and gals thing because there's anyways, I digress. So I'm in this room with 10 people and I'm working with the business coach, and we were talking about the growth, and I had just written down a very large goal that I wanted to achieve in the business that at the time I was writing it down on the piece of paper, it just felt completely unattainable to me. And I've been through this process numerous times before and hit those goals that I felt were unattainable at that time. But I was, then putting myself into that place where I was super uncomfortable. And I wrote down the goal for the business and I announced it in front of the group, feeling very sheepish. I'm definitely like the most introverted person in the room at these events. And then we got into the conversation. So, okay, well, that number that you put down, it was a monetary value of where we wanted the company to be and how many people we wanted to be helping as far as customers, but also related that to the number of staff and employees, because myself personally, from a culture standpoint, what we do at Connection Incorporated is we really empower a lot of our people as well. They're all super passionate about digital marketing, and we're in a relatively new industry. So a lot of our account managers have been super passionate about digital marketing, but never really found an agency where they could just do Facebook ads or just do Google advertising. So we're giving them not only the best training in the world, but also the support to be able to learn. And that gives you, the customers, the best experience and the best campaigns. We have campaigns here where we're the only ones in the mortgage industry running these campaigns and generating these types of results and clients. And that is a direct result of us empowering our staff to get results for our customers. That's the whole thing, right? So I sat in this room and I had a very specific goal for our customers, for our staff, and then for myself personally. And I announced it. And the gentleman that I was there with, my business coach, turned to me and through a series of questions got me to break down how many customers we would need to make that goal happen, of having that many staff and that much revenue and all those good things. And then he said to me, okay, well, in order to acquire that many customers, how much money are you going to have to spend on advertising? And being in the business that I'm in, I was able to very quickly blurt out a number, because I know how much we spend per lead, what our conversion rate is on those leads. So I know how much it costs me to acquire a customer. So let me back up and just say that portion again, because that is a huge factor to today's conversation. In our business, I know how much it costs to acquire a lead, and I know on a weekly and monthly basis how many of those leads we are able to convert to a customer. And then from that point, I know once we've acquired that customer, the types of results that we can then generate for that customer. But I had this aha moment because I really only tracked those metrics on a 30-day window. So the advertising spend that I put in this month, let's take August as an example. I have a budget for August that I'm going to spend on advertising, and then we have a goal for the number of customers that we have to get from that investment in advertising, which is the exact same as you in your business. You are investing in us and investing in ads on Google and on Facebook to get a return of customers that come into the business. And up until this point, I'd been essentially calculating that in a 30-day window. And we'd have all these trailing customers that would come in from the ads that I would run the month previous, and the month previous to that, and the month previous to that. And I would just put them into the overall numbers of the company, and I wouldn't attribute them back to the lead generation source. So I'm sitting at the table having this conversation with my business coach, and I figured out the number that I would have to spend on advertising in order to achieve my goal. And it was basically 4 times what I had been spending on advertising previous to that date. So he looked at me and said, okay, you are going to have to take next month X amount of money. And to me, in my mind, that is a large sum of money that I'm going to invest in advertising, knowing that we're going to be able to make the return in the future. And he said it to me like this, and I'm going to clean this up because you have to understand it. It's a very candid environment with my business coach, and he calls himself, a sophisticated redneck. So I'm okay sharing this information, but he says, there's these two old cows sitting up on a hill, and it's 2 bulls in the analogy that he gave me, and in the pasture down below all of the bulls is all the cows. so there's the attraction. So the young bull says, hey, let's run down there and be with all those cows down there. And the old one says, well, why don't we walk down and they'll all still be there. And he said to me, most businesses naturally gravitate to walking in their growth. Everybody's trying to take these small little incremental chunks and grow their business, when in reality, you can grow as fast as you want if you have the courage to invest enough in advertising to be able to generate the customers. And I had never thought about it like that. And I was totally doing that. We're a healthy growth company. That's been my mindset forever. It's bring customers in, give them a phenomenal experience. They will tell their friends, right? They will tell other business owners that they work with. We'll get referrals. Let's keep our advertising going. We'll get the same amount of customers every month, and then the referrals will help us grow. That was just kind of like naturally how I had looked at business growth. And when he said that to me across the table and said, you have to spend X amount of dollars in advertising next month, you have no choice. You have to go spend that money. I had this epiphany moment where it was like, well, if all my numbers stay the same, Facebook is the amount of traffic is almost limitless. Even though we just advertise into the mortgage industry, we're not even close to spending the maximum that we can. So let's go find that number and find out what the growth can be. Okay, so that happened. We're about 70 days past that point now. I was super scared when I came back from that meeting, but I made a commitment. I'm a man of my word, and so I did. I came home, and while I was on the plane home from California, I scaled the ad sets, built the new Facebook ads that I would need in order to generate the additional ad spend that I needed to hit the goal, and I turned it on. And in the first 30 days, I lost money. And it was a decent sized chunk of money that I lost on the advertising. Plus, keep in mind that I have costs of actually managing the ads, because our staff is managing that ad spend for us, right? The exact same thing that they do for you to manage and optimize your campaigns, they're doing for me, right? So I've got that cost as well. So after 30 days, I'm in the hole. And, just to give you a frame of reference, I didn't really want to mention the budget amounts because the budget doesn't really matter. But I think the number kind of gives it a little bit of amplitude, if that's even a word, but it really cements it for me. So I'm hoping it'll cement for you. So I had, at this point, collected a bunch of revenue, but not enough. I was still short just over $10,000 in the hole that I had invested in advertising that I had not returned. So had a call with my business coach, presented my numbers. Here's what I did. Here's what happened. Here's where it's going. This is a failure, man. I'm going to scale my budget back, rework these ad sets, and I'm going to just slow down a little bit. And he said, Chris, you're so close. You're forgetting that not all of your customers come in the first 30 days. I've seen you coach your clients that this is a long game. It takes 90 to 120 days before logical people will make a buying decision. This is the same as the mortgage business. You're not going to convince somebody on just a webinar and a phone call to buy your services. You're building relationships. You're investing in people. You're investing in advertising. So that was a huge moment for me. It was like, he's right. I'm going to stay the course. I'm going to keep the budgets where they are, and we're going to continue to grow this thing. And sure enough, at the end of 60 days on the initial ad spend that I put in the first 30 days, we had gone positive on the actual investment that we had put into the company, and we're still today closing sales from people that became leads during that initial sequence. And I'm using Agent Legend LO to follow up with all of those leads and invite them to new trainings, to give them new resources. We wrote a couple of articles just to help and build relationship with those people. All of the things that we coach you to do on your follow-up systems, we're doing, and it's making a significant difference. So the key points to take from that, there's 3 points that I really wanted to share with you today in the hopes that this will really help you grow your business. The first is know your metrics. You've got to know how much you're spending per lead, how many of those leads you're talking to, how many applications you're getting, and how many of those applications are funding, right? You need those metrics to be able to calculate your return on investment. The second thing is that advertising, in my mind now, should be looked at a large scale. You look at the budget that you have available to you, and you should be investing as much of that budget as you possibly can into your advertising. So right now, if you're sitting at a budget of say $500 a month or $1,000 a month, keep in mind that you make, on average, if we look at the mortgage industry, the average deal for us is $2,500 in commissions and made money that comes from a deal. So it would be reasonable to put at least one deal's worth of income or revenue, or no, actually income, into an advertising campaign for a month, knowing that, okay, in 60 days, I'm going to get that deal back and I'm going to close one in 90 days, 120 days, and continue to grow that system, right? So budget is a big thing. And then the third thing is that long-term follow-up. The money is in the list. Every single lead that you're generating right now is future revenue. It is a numbers game, and the money is in that list, and it will continue to come. I know it's scary to do it, but I'm here with you. If you have a question, reach out to me. I want to talk to everybody. And if you ever have any questions, your account manager is here for you. We are built for you. We're here to help make you successful. So I hope that you enjoyed that. I hope that that was helpful for you. And that's all I've got for you today. So if you have any questions, we'll get into those. And if not, we'll sign off for the day. Ron says you cleaned that cow story up nice since it was in the movie Colors. Okay, cool. I didn't know that. So obviously my business coach is a fan of the movie Colors, right? Now I know, and I'm gonna send him that message. Awesome. Our next question is from Brian. Brian says, are there Facebook ad templates? So yeah, Brian, absolutely. So we start off our campaigns by working on a template basis. So basically, your account manager does have a general template to work off of, and then they kind of customize it based on your business. And we're happy to share those with you. If you, if you would like one of those advertising templates, it includes the targeting, the ad copy, the landing pages, how we generate the leads, all of that stuff is in there. So yes, absolutely, we have those ad templates for you. All right. And if you're not currently a Facebook ad client where we're managing your ads for you, you should be. We're very, very good at it. And so rather than getting the template, reach out and, let's get you started on the ads management program, because we take care of all of your Facebook ads for you. We give you the metrics. Here's how much you spend per lead. How many, people did you talk to this month? How many pre-approvals did you take? We help walk you through those metrics. So you can go email support@connectionincorporated.com and just ask for a free consultation. We'll get on the phone with you, talk to you about your business, map out a plan. If you want to, implement that plan on your own, no problem. If you want us to do it for you, it's a super simple conversation. So hopefully that helps. So Steve asks, I was about 12 minutes late. Were you addressing the fact that we're losing some targeting options? So Steve, that really isn't a big deal. Most of our pixels are so well seasoned, and we have access to other tools like custom audiences, lookalike audiences, all that sort of stuff. I mean, like your general basic level Facebook targeting, we still have other options that we can use to get to those people. It's not that big a deal. Obviously news agencies want to blow it up, but it's not that big a deal. All right. Perfect. So Brian, you can reach out to support@connectionincorporated.com. We'll get you set up with one of those consultations, and looking forward to having you as part of the program. So Jonathan asked, what would you suggest if you're on a shoestring budget? So I would definitely say spend what you can and understand that it's a long play. So if you're generating 50 leads a month, you're not going to close as many deals as if you were generating 100 leads a month, but you're still going to close deals. Just don't run your budget for 30 days and then turn it off and say that didn't work and never contact the leads. The money is in the list. So make sure that you invest what you can and follow up with your leads as well as you can. If you're on that Agent Legend LO system, it'll follow up on the leads for you. Just put more leads into that system. So hopefully that helps as well. Right on. Okay, well, thank you everybody for being here this week, and I'm looking forward to seeing you here again in 2 weeks. You are welcome, Steve. Again, thank you for being on the training. My name is Chris Johnstone. Wishing you all love, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks. You're welcome, Jonathan. Right on. Talk to you later, everybody. Bye.